Hello there, welcome to Yoga with Lolli, and today is a flow to help open out hips and hamstrings. Also kind of focusing on the lower back, as these things are all connected all the way from the knees up to the hips to the lower back. If you're tight on the back of your legs and your hamstrings, you're going to be tight probably in your lower back as well, probably in the hips. So this is going to help target all three of those things, and I hope this helps. We're going to need 2 blocks or 2 books, whatever you have readily available. Something that you can try not to slip too much on, as they're going to give you some support. Don't let it to be your favorite limited edition cover one, because sometimes the covers get like hand greasy and stuff, and that's not pleasant. Other thing we might need is a chair, or we can use the wall as well if you don't have a suitable chair that you feel strong putting a little bit of weight on. I mean, you sit on it, so you should, but if you don't have one, you don't have one, and most people have access to a wall somewhere. So I'm going to start by coming to child's pose. So we come onto our mats, bring our big toes to touch, our knees nice and wide, and we're sitting the sitting bones back, so they're resting on the heels, walking the hands forwards, and resting the chin or the forehead onto the mat. Now this might not feel like it's working for you, in which case, take a block between your feet, sit down on that, and again, find yourself walking forwards. Another option is to bring the block between the calves and the thigh. And you can sit down here as well. However you find your way in, find your way comfortable. And breathing long and deep breaths. In and out through our nose. Filling up our stomach. Let it open up and fill up like a big, big balloon. Press into your fingertips when you inhale. Try to lift the elbows and reach forward. And exhale, sighing, relaxing down to the mat. Inhale, fingers lift up, the palms, the elbows, and down. Inhale up, feel a stretch at the lower back, and down. Up, maybe feeling the stretch of the thoracic region, that part around our rib cage, and down. So for one more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lifting the chest slightly, and we're walking our hands round to the right hand side, keeping the hips where they are. We're stretching out through the back, getting a nice side stretch in here. You can even bring that left hand on top of the right if you feel you need to go a little bit further. And walking yourselves back round to the center. We go for the other side, always evening out. We walk our hands round to the left. Again, keep the hips where they are. Maybe the hand comes over the left, maybe it doesn't. As long as you're feeling a nice deep extension on the right side of the body. Always breathing deeply into our stomach. In and out through the nose. Walking ourselves back round to the center, pushing up onto our hands and knees, taking this block away, setting it to the side, and coming down to sit on our bums, and opening your legs out just as wide as you can. Mine go quite wide. Doesn't matter if yours don't go that far. We're going for a big triangle shape. Our feet are engaged, meaning they're flexing up towards the sky, which means we're also engaging up through our kneecaps, engaging through the quads. And when we do this, it allows the hamstrings to relax and they can stretch a little bit more. So first we're bringing our hands together, interlace them, and we're reaching down towards our right ankle as far as you can, around and back. Ooh, this is the left ankle. Round and up. Getting a nice stretch in the lower back, in the lumbar region. Going for 2 more. Like we're stirring a big pot of soup. And change direction. This time going to the right, the real right. All the way around. Keep the feet flexed. Keep the knees engaged. Once more. And coming up. Cross your ankles. And move on to your knees. And slowly coming up to standing. Pushing your hips up. We're in a downward dog, walking forwards. You can bend into the knees as much as you need to, keeping the feet hip width apart. Holding onto the elbows and rocking from side to side. Relaxing the head, relaxing the shoulders. We can rock, we can bounce. Shaking your head no, nodding your head yes. And then either bring our right hand to the center of our feet, or we can bring it to 1 block or even 2, right in the center, bending into the right knee, reaching our left hand up to the sky. Nice gentle twist through our back. Pull your belly button in towards the spine, like you're trying to suck it up and back so it's going out of your back. Changing your hands, left hand comes down, center. Bend into the left knee, straighten the right. Reach the hand up, follow the thumb, the right thumb with your gaze. And we're going to go again 2 more. Right hand down, right knee bends, left arm reaches up. And change, switch, left hand down, left knee bends, right hand reaching up to the sky. Once more, going down, left hand up. Left hand down, right hand up. Both hands down to our mat. We can hold on to our shins. Maybe we're just here. Maybe we're even here. And slowly coming all the way up to standing, reaching your hands up to the sky. Bring your hands down to our heart, stepping your feet a little bit wider, maybe as wide as our mat. And bring your hands on top of our chair, or if we're using a wall, our hands are flat on the wall. A little bit step back and folding forwards. Stretching through the shoulders. Opening up our back. Only going as far as you feel the stretch. If you see yourself in the mirror and you think, oh no, I've not got this deep stretch that she has, it's okay. I have lots of practice. And I started off quite flexible to begin with, which is kind of cheating, but hey ho. Slowly coming up, walking your feet back forwards, back up to standing. Move this block just to the side. We're going to start a little flow. Begin with our feet together, or they can be hip width apart if you feel more comfortable, more balanced. We're stretching our arms up to the sky. We're lengthening all the way through the ribs, reaching up. And forward fold, swan diving down. Holding our shins or ankles. We can even be pressing into the mat. And we can keep a super generous bend here, that's fine. We can be here, this can be your forward fold. Keep a nice bend in. And slowly inhaling, exhaling, maybe straightening the legs ever so slightly. Inhaling to bend. Exhaling to straighten, engaging up through the knees. Inhaling, bend. Exhaling, straighten. Inhaling, bend. Exhaling, straighten. Straightening the legs and lifting up halfway. This might be looking like this. Might be here. Roll the shoulders back. Pull the shoulder blades together at the back of your back so our chest opens up. Maybe our flat back is down here. That's cool. No fear. And then again, folding all the way down, bending into our knees, planting the hands, and stepping our right foot far back. Plant the foot, plant the knee, untuck the toes. Now, shifting so that the knees just above our ankle, lifting up. Feel the tailbone tucking in underneath like you're hinging the hips forwards. And reach your arms up to the sky. Reaching, but also pulling the shoulders back, down our back. Slowly bring the right fingertips down in line with your left toes. And again, we're reaching up to the sky. Look up to your thumb. Left hand comes down on the inside of that left foot and heel toe, so you're just to the side of your mat with that foot. And we're taking little circles here. Really moving deep into the hips and change direction. Heel toeing that foot back down, back to the center of the mat, left hand frames. And again, we're reaching up, ground into that left foot with your foot, into the mat with your left foot. And then bring your palms down to the mat, tuck those right toes, and we're stepping up, back to our flat back, whatever that looks like. Forward fold, bend generously into your knees. And then straighten the legs, lifting all the way up to standing. And bring our palms back down to our side. We repeat with the other foot. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, diving down. Forward fold, bend into the knees. Shoulders back, elbows out. Coming up for a flat back. Wherever that is for you, maybe all the way up here. And bending to the knees again, palms down, left foot steps super far back. Plant the knee, untuck the toes, knees just above your ankle and lift up. Again, feel like your hips pulling in underneath, feeling this nice stretch up here. And left fingertips in line with the right toes, Bring the hand down. Reach up to the sky with the right fingertips. And bringing both hands down in the inside of your right foot. Walk it to the side, heel toe, and we're taking nice circles again in our lizard pose. And the other direction. Heel toeing that foot back to the middle, ground in, lift up, back to our low lunge. And fingertips to the mat, tuck your left toes, step forwards, flat back. And forward fold, bend into your knees, shoulders back, look towards the knees. Press into the mat, lifting all the way up to standing. And back down to our standing pose, or Asana Sthiti here, mountain pose. We're going to go again a little bit differently. Reaching up the hands. Forward folding. Coming to our flat back. Really feel like you're lengthening through the rib cage. Planting the hands, right foot steps back far as you can. Plant the knee, untuck your toes, knees above your ankle, lift up. Pulling the tailbone underneath. If you need to sink a little further forward, you can always move that foot. You can sink further without letting the knee pass. And bring your fingertips to the mat, or ideally to our 2 blocks. We're opening up our chest, lifting it up and forwards, just as much as you feel the stretch on the inside. And then we're shifting our hips back. First tuck your right toes, and then send the hips back. Maybe you feel the stretch here. Maybe it's here. Maybe we go all the way down. Keep engaging through that left foot. Flex as hard as you can. Try to engage through that kneecap. And folding over. But maybe we'll just be here, and that's fine. Nice deep stretch for the hamstrings. Moving forwards again. Sink the hips. Lift the chest again just as much as you feel the stretch. And then sending it back. Trying to keep the hips even, they don't go one way or the other. Although this is also a nice deep movement we can do. And your intention where you are and what you're doing. Lots of good, effective movements. Moving forwards and moving back. Last time coming forwards, placing your blocks to the side and stepping back up, flat back. We'll move this chair out of the way. And going to our forward fold again. Grounding into the feet, lift all the way up, reaching up to the sky. And bring our hands back down. Going again the other side, reaching the hands up. Forward fold. Looking up halfway, flat back. Plant the palms, bend into your knees, step the left foot back far as you can. Bring that foot down and tuck your toes. Knees above your ankle, lift up. Again, feel the tailbone pulling in underneath you. Bring your hands down towards our blocks on any level as well. If you need to make a big pile of books for yourself, pause the video, get your pile of books. And then sinking back. Engage that right foot, flexing it as much as you can. Coming forward, sink the hips down. Remember, if you want, you can step that foot a little bit further forward. And then going back. Nice and easy. You can choose to stay. You can choose to fold when we go back. Up to you. Moving forward, sinking the hips down. Shoulders rolling back. Maybe even looking to the ceiling or the sky if you're outside. And sinking the hips back as well. Always keeping the back nice and straight. We're not trying to round down. We're trying to keep the tailbone going back as far as we can. We're getting this full long extension. Nice. And again, if you want to move in little circles, you can. Up to you. Moving again forwards. Bring your palms down. Tucking those toes. And stepping up. Flat back. Forward fold, bending into the knees. Reaching up towards the sky. And bring your palms down. We're going to come here for a bit more of an intense pose. Keeping your feet quite wide. Say as wide as your mat. And where your feet are, if they're parallel, if they stick out, is entirely up to you and your hips. We won't know until you get down there, really. Everyone's hips are different, everyone's ankles are different. My ankles are not particularly flexible, yet here we are. Isn't that exciting? We're reaching our hands up, and we're sitting down into our yogi squat. Nice. We can move from side to side, see how it feels. Some of us are not going to get as far as this. We're going to have a big gap under our feet. Blocks. Blocks. With big gaps, we sit blocks down there. Make it more comfortable. We might need some extra blocks here. Get some more books for your bum. We can sit here. If you have an exercise ball, you can use that as well. Or you can sit down into our squat here. And here as well, we can move side to side. We slowly try to keep opening the hips. Wherever you are, if you're on no blocks, lots of blocks, a ball, doesn't matter. Point is that you're here and that you're trying. Trust the process. I believe it works. Wherever you are. Keeping a nice sit down. And then opening the right hand down to the mat. The left hand up to the sky. Fold the fingertips with your gaze. Breathing deeply into your stomach with every inhale. And then bring your palms back down again to our center. And then opening the left hand to the floor. Right hand to the sky. Look up to those thumbs. Breathing deeply into our stomach. Feeling the force, the strength in your legs, pushing the knees outwards. And back again to the center. Taking one last deep breath. Again, feeling the strength of your legs, pushing the knees away. And then exhale, slowly coming down onto our bums. Nice and easy. Great, bring your hands to our knees, sitting cross-legged. We might want to be sitting on a one block, maybe even two. Up to you, yeah? Wherever you're comfortable, if you feel any discomfort in your knees, sit on the blocks. We don't want discomfort in the knees. Knees are so expensive. So we should look after the ones that came free. Hands on our knees, and we're dipping down first our right shoulder. A little bit more stretch into the lower back. And up to the center, dipping the left. Look over the right shoulder. And up, dipping down. And up, dipping deep, inhale down. And exhaling back to the center, rolling the shoulders back. Rolling the shoulders forwards. Moving our brick, sitting straight onto our mat. Although you have the option, if you like, you can keep sitting on it for this next pose. And if you are sitting on your block for this pose, make sure your sitting bones, those bones just here, you should be able to feel them if you give yourself a wiggle on your mat or on the block. So they should be just on the block. And the rest is kind of coming off here. Just sitting up, so it's elevating the hips, it's elevating the tailbone. Just going to give you a little bit more space to move and come down. There we go. I'm on the blocks. Feet are nice and straight. Feet are flexed, legs straight. Knees are engaged. Reaching up with our hands. And forward folding. So we're hinging from the hips, going down and down. We're trying to keep nice and straight. And maybe this is where we're at. We bring our hands just to our shins. That's cool. We keep breathing here. Inhale, pulling the chest up and forwards. Feel like someone's pulling a string out of your chest like you're a puppet. Exhaling to come a little deeper. And maybe that's not a noticeable difference visibly. Maybe you just feel it. Maybe you don't feel anything yet. And that's fine. Slowly, slowly does it. And all this time, keeping the knees engaged, keeping the feet engaged. Shoulders relaxed to the back. Not relaxing forward, so we're hunching. Relaxing so the chest stays open. Elbows are slightly out. When our elbows go slightly out like this, it brings the shoulder blades a little bit more together, naturally in the back as well. And our chest stays a bit more open. And we have the option to come down as far as we come down. I'm taking just a couple of breaths here for walking yourselves back up. We're sitting on a block, make sure we come down for a counter pose. Bring your hands under the shoulders. Fingertips pointing towards your belly, your body. Feet are hip width apart. Knees are bent. We're going to lift up our hips. We're inhaling, lifting them up. And exhale, coming back down. There's a good stretch in the shoulders as well. Inhale, lifting the hips up, pressing into the outside of the feet. Lift, 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 lift. Engage your glutes. They're the muscles in your bum. Bring the hips back down to the mat. Let's go for one more time. We're going to stay lifted up on your inhale. Lift, 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 lift. Maybe you look towards your stomach. Maybe you relax your head behind you. Deep breaths for 3. Keep lifting it up for 2. Keep breathing. And 1. Chin to chest. Lower the hips all the way down to the mat. Hug your knees in. Hug your nose to your knees. And then rock backwards onto the back. And keep the knees in for a moment as you rock side to side. Trying to keep the spine on the mat and feeling the different muscles as they move. And then straighten both legs up to the sky. You can give yourself a little bit of support with your hands on your thighs here. And start by just pointing and flexing through our toes. A little bit of movement there. moving to point and flex through the feet, moving from the ankles, pointing completely, flexing completely, full range of motion, whatever that means for you. Taking big circles with their ankles in one direction and the other way. Alrighty, and moving our right ankle, sliding it along that shin until it's just above your left knee. We're interlacing our fingers behind that knee, the left knee. Blend in, relax the left foot, and then maybe you stay here. Maybe this is enough. We're in a figure of 4. You can bring the right elbow just inside of the right knee to keep that a little bit more intense stretch on the outside of the right hip and the right thigh. Or you can start to pull gently the foot and that knee towards you. And here you can sway from side to side ever so slightly. If you want to go a little step further, bring those hands around the shin. And again, you can move side to side or you can be still. See how those things feel a little different. And releasing both feet up to the air, up to the sky, up to the ceiling. And then the left shin slides down the left ankle, slides down the right shin. You're in your figure of 4. Hands interlace behind the knee. Bend into the foot, relax. Left elbow can either be relaxed or it can be gently pressing into the inside of the left knee. And you're slowly pulling yourself back, either with the hand around the thigh or more intense variation around the shin. And again, you can rock from side to side ever so gently. Giving a nice massage to the back muscles of the spine. And also never moving in a stretch, keeping the left foot and the right foot nice and flexed, particularly the one that's in the figure of 4. See how that feels different. Whenever we're bringing more movement in, we're allowing the muscles to move, to stretch, to release. And that's going to help us gain a bit more flexibility. Releasing again, both feet up to the air, point the toes, and then sliding our hands up. Maybe we're up to the shins. Maybe we hang out here in our happy baby, keeping the full spine all on the mat, all the way from our sacrum at the bottom, all the way up to the shoulders and the neck. That's staying down. Maybe we're here. Maybe we hold the shins. Maybe we hold the ankles. Maybe we've got the big toes. Maybe we got the outside of the feet. And again, it doesn't matter if your happy baby looks like this or not. I'm going to open up the hips nice and gently and passively here. We're not using our legs to pull the hips open here. We're using the gentle weight from our arms. We're using gravity. This is a passive stretch. We've done a lot of active stretches so far. Now it's time for some chill passive ones. In your happy baby, you can either stay still or you can rock from side to side. You always experiment with opening one leg, stretching, or the other, or both. And all the different sensations. And getting a good variety of movements, a variety of stretches. It's no good if you just stretch one individual part. We need to stretch all of the parts so that everything will loosen up. And our bodies will be happier when we're trying to do exercise, or even just when we're trying to do normal daily activities like sitting down, sleeping, riding a bike, reading a book. All those things in our lives that involve our bodies, which is, for me, everything. Tugging the knees in close again to the chest. Hugging your nose up to her knees. And relaxing all the way down onto the back, opening the arms, relaxing the legs, relaxing the ankles, and closing our eyes. Feeling ourselves relaxing from the tip of our big toes all the way out through the crown of our head. Taking a moment to analyze, observe your body, where you're holding on to tension and effort, and just let it go. How much are you putting effort into keeping your jaw tightly closed? Relax. Your mouth can be slightly open. Nothing's going to crawl in there. If you find it hard to focus and chill, count your breaths. Count the inhales. Count the exhales. Notice how when you inhale, your belly fills up. And how when you exhale, it empties out, getting closer and closer to the spine with every exhale. And starting to bring movement back in, wiggling your toes, wiggling your fingers. Fists. Maybe we straighten the hands. And stretching the arms up over the head. Stretching the arms and the feet and the trunk all the way from your toes to your fingers. And hugging the knees in one last time to your chest. Your nose to your knees, and rocking to one side or the other, planting your top arm underneath the shoulder and helping yourself up to seated. Sit however comfortably. Cross-legged isn't happening. Bring your legs out. Try and sit straight though. Try and feel your sitting bones grounding down. Your shoulders back, your chin slightly tucked underneath. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this is being super beneficial for you and you feel better in every part of your life. Namaste.